Hi folks! If you want to learn more about the procedural content generation framework, this session recording from GDC 2023 will dig into the new toolset and demonstrate how to use the tools for your own projects. Dive into this and more on the Epic Developer Community Platform. In our recent developer interview with the Malaysian-based team at Passion Republic Games, we discussed how the studio was inspired by classic tokusatsu films, designing their own unique kaiju, and getting to work with Godzilla, Unreal Engine, and the valuable tools that allowed them to execute their vision for Gigabash. Swimming into this week's community spotlights, 3D artist Leo Torres are putting their skills to the test with their latest scene with strong science fiction themes. Utopia on the Ocean utilizes Unreal Engine 5's next-gen features and Kitbash 3D assets to make this scene a force to be reckoned with, just like the friendly neighborhood kaiju turtle. Let them know what you think on their ArtStation. Award-winning real-time filmmaker, virtual production and metaverse content creator, JS Films is at it again with fantastic tutorials and guides for the community. If you're interested in creating cutscenes and movies in UEFN, check out some of their latest tutorials on their YouTube channel, where they take you through everything from animation to audio in sequencer. After their last project, Forest Road, senior environment artist Han Yu began designing their latest scene inspired by the scene structure and ambience of Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. They aimed to achieve something similar in style but with their own stamp, which we can all agree was definitely achieved. Journey to their ArtStation and let them know what you think of Guardian Valley. Thanks for watching this week's news and Community Spotlight.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Inside Unreal, a weekly show where we learn, explore, and celebrate everything Unreal. I'm your host, Tina, and today with me I have some of the team who's going to be going over UEFN with us today. Very excited to have them all on. And just to get us started off, we're going to go around, do a round of introductions, so some of you may know the friendly faces here already. But let's start with you, Heather. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Heather Storm. I am a manager of creator success here at Epic, focusing on Fortnite and UEFN. I've been here for about a year and a half, and I'm super stoked to share with you some great community creations a little bit later in the stream. I'll hand things
Awesome.
off to Shane.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shane Callie, and I'm the newest creator community manager over here in Creative and UEFN for Fortnite. And I'm so excited to be here and see all of you. I will be chatting a bit about community hot topics and then going into some of the tools that can help you as a new creator or a creator that's been doing it for a while. But we've got some new stuff to share. So I'll pass it on to Josh.
Hey everyone, I am Josh Grant. I'm a creator evangelist on the Creative and UEFN team. Today I'm going to be doing a little demo of Creative and UEFN and showing you guys how to get started with the tools.
Awesome. Well, it is such a pleasure to have you all here today. Very excited to dig into what you've brought. For anyone in the chat who might not be familiar, would one of you like to kind of give just a brief overview of what exactly UEFN is?
Josh, I'll leave that to you.
Yeah, I can do that. So UEFN is our Unreal editor for Fortnite. We just released it last month. It essentially is introducing Unreal Engine tools to Fortnite Creative and opening up a lot of possibilities development-wise for Fortnite Creative games.
Yes, I am so excited to see what everybody does with it. And I don't even want to waste any more time. I want to get in and dig into everything that you've brought for us today. So how about we kick it off and we get right in there?
All right, let's kick it off. I am going to share my screen in Fortnite Creative, or the Fortnite lobby right now, and we'll hop into Creative in a little. Awesome. So recently, Fortnite has become a lot more than just a battle royale game. If I click in this menu right here, we have our Discover menu. And you'll notice there's a lot more than just our by Epic games. We've got UEFN experiences and creative experiences all on this front page here. There's a ton of different genres that creators have been making. We have some super speed games that have become really popular, variety games like Skybox and Zombieland, and a ton of practice games for people to hop in and practice their building, shooting skills. And then we also have this browse tab up here, which displays a ton more genres. Adventure games, box fights, casual games, combat games, death runs. There's so many possibilities now in Fortnite for people to go in and play. But what I want to get into is how to actually start building these cool genres. So to do that, you can just find the creative tile and discover, or you can hop over to the create tab, select create, and launch into your session. Awesome. We're loading in now.
So fast.
The joys of live load times.
Yes.
I think we can all relate.
All right. So what you're seeing here is our creative hub. This is the hub of all your creative islands and anyone else that's in the party. So if I run over to my golden rift here, this is where all my islands are located. When you're in this rift, there's a couple of things you can do. If you want to make a new island, you can click this create new button and select from a number of starter islands, all these different landscapes. And if you want something even more convenient, we have a ton of template islands, which are sort of pre-made games for you to select and load up and then customize to your liking. There are really cool ones in here that the documentation team has built. My team has also built some, like the racetrack template. We've got a mini battle royale template and so many others. But for this demo, I'm just gonna start us off simple with a grid island.
Is that your favorite island, Josh?
It is my favorite island. Go creative, UEFN, demo. I normally go for the XL grid islands, but I won't be building anything too large in this case, so that might be overkill. I'll do something that loads me in really fast. Right, so now that I'm in my world, the first thing I'm going to want to do is open up my inventory and come over to creative and prefabs, and this is where I can select stuff to really easily pick and throw into my game. I'm a huge fan of these slappy shore buildings, so I'm going to grab both of these.
I think we used those in our last demo together.
They're awesome. They're from the new chapter.
There's a running theme, is what I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'll make a little street. Just like that. Oh, those ones are a little high. Delete those. And there they go. All right, well, just like that, we've got something to work with now. There are a ton of different prefabs. These are grabbed from all different Battle Royale POIs, farms and Art Deco and anything you need. But if you are wanting to go even more custom than that, we have galleries, which split these up into organized sections. So walls from certain locations, gallery full of doors, that sort of thing. So if I want, I like building these Western style buildings. So I'll equip a little Wild West gallery, drop that down. And now I have all of these at my fingertips to work with. Grab this wall, Move this over.
Fastest Wild West house in the West.
Speed running.
Zara, we're kind of giving a tutorial and making a little bit of a map here. If you're just
True.
joining us.
I need some windows. It's as simple as that. And then if I wanted a ceiling, I can directly open up a gallery if I know I want something in here, and just double click on an asset and go right to place now. And that way I don't have to drop down the whole gallery. So that's good. Once you get familiar with what's in each gallery, you can easily grab things individually. Right. And now we have a little house, super fast, using existing Fortnite assets. Come back over to our street here, though, and try and get some gameplay going. It is getting dark in my island, so I'm going to change the time of day. Very bright. When it comes to making gameplay in Fortnite Creative, the Devices tab is going to be your hero. This is where all of our gameplay mechanics are located. So for this demo, I really feel like making a zombies mode. So I'm going to use the creature spawner and customize it a little just by walking up to the device, going to these options, and I want a ton of creatures. So I'm going to put this to 20. I'll do a wave timer of 10 seconds. Maybe I'll increase the activation range a little and make the spawner invincible and invisible.
Griffin, Jag will be walking us through, or Josh will be walking us through. Everyone's calling him Jag. He'll be walking us through UEFN in a little bit, so hang tight.
Yes, I won't spend too much time in creative, but this is important context for when you do hop in UEFN. I'll also make a zombies game in there, and we'll see how it differs and how much cooler I can make it with some of the custom stuff. So get an item spawner. I'll need this to fight off the zombies. And then get some player spawn pads so that I spawn in properly. My item spawner. I have a wide selection of Fortnite weapons that I can choose from and use in my game. I really love the kinetic blade, so I'm going to drop that right into the item spawner. I'll change the time before spawn to instantly so that I get it right away. The rest of that looks good. Now once I'm ready to actually play my game, all I have to do is click the Start Game button, and it'll send me right into what a player would see as they join the game. Zombies spawn, pick up my kinetic blade, and start fighting them. And they respawned on the 10-second timer, just like I wanted. Very strong, but there we go. I've got a working little zombie minigame. Go ahead and end the game. Return my island.
Well, Josh, you made it look so easy.
It is.
I
It's
love
super
that.
easy. You can create little levels like this really fast, but of course you can go super in depth and create full zombies game modes, full RPGs, whatever you want. But let's say I'm happy with this. I liked how my game turned out, and I'm ready to share it with players. You can come over to my island settings and go to Tools and click Publish. This is going to give me a test code. So I can use this test code to load into it myself or with other teammates. But if I want to really push this to the public, I need a public code. And how to get that is to go to the creator portal. So I'll click this and then I'll switch screens. All right. Got Creator Portal up now. Beautiful. So this is Creator Portal. This is the home of all your projects. Here's where you'll come to publish your islands and look at monetization, look at analytics, look at news. If I refresh, here we go. So this is the island I just made. You'll see it's unpublished right now. I have no public releases yet, but if I come over to private versions, I do have a private version, and this is the one I just made. So if I wanted to push this all the way, I'd click this publish button. I'm not enrolled in the program, but if I were, I could add a title, I could add a thumbnail, I could add a video, and then that will get sent off. And after it's approved, it has the ability to show up in Discover, which is that menu that I displayed earlier. Creator Portal is awesome. We have this lovely news section where you can keep up with patch notes and really important stuff that comes out. But that's it for the creative side. If you really want to expand your game now, this is the section for you. I'm going to hop into Unreal Engine for Fortnite, or Unreal Editor for Fortnite, UEFN. And we will take a look at how to build a cool zombies game in there using some custom content. Now, this one is definitely going to take a second to load up. So I will stop sharing.
That's fine. Awesome. Hello,
I'm really
everyone
excited to
who's
see
joined
this.
us in the meantime. Anyone who hopped in late, we're going to be getting into UEFN in just a second here. But thanks for joining, everyone. Very excited to dig in and see what all is going to happen. You really did fly through making that level so quickly. That looked vastly easier than it's ever been for me. So
The
Yeah, I
beautiful
think we
thing
could have
about
timed you. There's just no
I
way.
think I
There's no
did
way
good
I
on
could have done
time.
that.
The beautiful thing about creative is it can be as fast as a process or as slow as a process as you want it to be. You can really go all in on customizing and kit bashing little props together to make something really unique, or you can use our prefab system and have buildings right there for you to build off of. And you saw with the devices, it was super easy for me to just throw down a single device, and all of a sudden I have waves of zombies already set up. Um, but obviously, if you want more technical waves based on levels and unlocking stuff and all that, like it's going to take more devices and be a little less simple, but it's totally possible. All
Made
right,
a
I
house in
have
creative once, but
UFN up,
that's it.
so let me
I'm excited to make a house in UEFN one day.
one day. All right. UEFN is up, sharing my screen.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome. I am just selecting an island right now. That's not showing, but that's okay. Should see it pop up in a second. There we go. I'm on my flat grid again. Let's see. Okay, that works. Okay, where do we get started? So first thing I'm going to want to do, because it's going to take a second to actually download, is I want to come into Fab here and grab this awesome free post-apocalyptic scrapyard pack. So this is available to everyone. It has a ton of cool, realistic assets, and I'm going to be using this to craft a cool little zombies level. So I'm just going to add this to my content browser. And then that is, as you can see in the bottom right, that's loading there. So while that loads, I will get started on the mechanics. So just like before, I'm finding my devices. Ooh, that's very zoomed in. There we go. There we go. So in the devices folder, find the creature spawner here. And this is what I was using before. I will continue to use it. I'll crank the number of creatures back up to 20. I'll change the activation range a little. And make it invincible and make it invisible, just like before.
So one thing that's pretty cool here is, Josh, when you change that activation range, we were able to now use decimals and not just be stuck with those hard numbers of just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was pretty cool to see.
Definitely. You've got a nice slider that is a lot more customizable than before. Okay, so I've got my creature spawner. Need my spawn pad again. Player. Throw this in here. Then this time, instead of just doing an item spawner, I'll do something a little more creative. Let me get an item granter. Drop this in. And in the item granter, the awesome thing about UEFN is I no longer have to hop into an inventory and drop stuff in. I feel like my screen is glitching out a little here.
Yeah, before we go too much further, let's see. Let's try resetting the screen share real quick, just
Yeah, I'll
so
try rescreen
we
share.
can see if we can cut out some of that zooming in and out. Not that I'm not a fan of detail work, but I feel like
A little too zoomed in to
UEFN
be
too
useful.
powerful.
yeah.
All
Enhanced,
right.
you know, it's a little much. So
Hopefully that does the trick. Okay, so we've got our item granter. I grabbed this from the devices tab, just like the other one. But I was saying the really awesome thing about UEFN when dealing with stuff like this is I no longer have to go into an inventory and drop a weapon right into the device. I can do all of that right from in the details menu. So let me get a assault rifle. And shotgun. Great. So now those are in our item granter. And to actually make this useful, I need the player to interact with something to activate this item granter. So grab us a button. Get that around. All right. If we come back to the item granter here, we'll see in the user options functions, I can choose how to grant the item. So if I add an index here, we can find our button. Right. And now I can set it to on interact. When a player interacts with this button, they'll get whatever items are in the item granter. So I'll make sure it doesn't grant on cycle. I'll make sure it equips it. And that all looks good. Actually, I'll make sure they keep their inventory. All right. So we've got my base mechanics set up, and it looks like the cool fab assets have downloaded now. Okay. So then where do we get started? Let's get some walls. I'm going to throw a bunch in here. And we will organize them later. Cool. And so really quickly, I'm just going to throw together some buildings. Let me get my grid snap on. A little off now because I placed it without grid snap.
The amount of times I have done that in my life is
Oh,
shameful.
the
So
best. We're going to go through this whole tutorial now with like a little sliver in between each, and that's okay. It happens. Give them a window. All right.
I don't know, Josh, it's gonna annoy me if you don't pick. Thank you. It's at least a little better.
There we go. That'll do. I need to pull this back in. Terrible. Let me go back to 32.
What I like here, though, even though we're struggling a little bit with exact placement and some Z fighting, is that this is so much easier to place than in creative. Like, it's so much faster to copy and paste and drag and put it in exactly the spot that you're looking for.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure Josh loves the undo button now.
Oh, the undo button. Don't even get me started.
I also
Yes.
feel like it's really neat coming from the Unreal Engine developer perspective of how familiar a lot of this feels and looks. So it really is kind of like this beautiful middle ground between the two.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Tina, what
I
are
see how
your
something.
thoughts as someone who's educated on UE for so long?
I mean, my first thoughts are just that this is awesome. But I feel like that's going to sound biased coming from me no matter what. Um, I feel like the the main opportunity that I personally see coming out of UEFN is hopefully getting people interested in the idea of development. Because if you're here and you're watching the stream, then obviously you're interested in Fortnite in some capacity or hopefully in UEFN. And if you've only been in Fortnite Creative before or have used those tools, um, seeing, this new program come out, UEFN, will hopefully get you more into this sphere of thinking about not only how you can create and build things for Fortnite or for any one specific game, but how you could just be a developer in general. Kind of take that first initial step into something that could even be a potential career for you. And that's been just the most exciting part for me is I feel like we can see a whole new generation of developers come from just this, which is super exciting. And it's going to make me emotional if I think about it too hard, so
Oh.
I'm going to not.
Well, I'm glad I asked. I wanted to. I share that sentiment too to just be part of this team and be able to see all the new people kind of sprouting up and gaining interest in development. It's so cool.
Yeah. I think it's also because I know for a lot of our viewers, a lot of you are longtime developers. And so I hope this can also get you into a space where you can also interact with some of the newer developers, some of this new generation of creators, and hopefully you can all combine your experiences and perspectives and come up with some really cool stuff where, fresh perspective plus sometimes years or even decades of experience can create some really, really cool and interesting things. So I'm also excited that there's now a really legitimate space for those kinds of interactions to happen.
I also think
Absolutely.
the ability to publish to Fortnite, like through UEFN, is such an exciting moment for the whole community to be able to take little ideas that you have and try them out and see how audiences react to them. I think there's so much potential for not only that collaboration that Tina was highlighting, but just, being able to quickly iterate and try something new and see if it sticks and see if it works. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a great place
absolutely.
to try out ideas that you have, as well, and just kind of whip up something maybe a little bit smaller scale just to see, how's it gonna go? How's the audience gonna take it? How will this audience take it? And see how it performs, which is pretty cool too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed. Got a cool little catwalk going on now. I'll throw another building in.
You gotta love a catwalk in a zombie game, okay? That's perfect. You need
Best.
that.
You can go up and get some height on them.
Honestly, I think it's necessary. It can't actually
Yeah.
pass zombie game official if there's not a catwalk scene somewhere.
Exactly. With all of them crowding at the bottom.
Yep.
Mhm.
Eventually,
Oh.
part of the catwalk has to break and dramatic music ensues.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Oh, it's bringing me back to my Left 4 Dead days. My goodness. Just throwing Molotovs everywhere on accident, just burning all yeah, everyone. Sorry, team. It was just really cool. The fire looked great, okay.
Good excuse.
I think that's what every VFX artist ever wants to hear. It's just that the fire was so
Yeah.
cool. I had to continually
Right?
throw Molotovs.
Honestly, that is how I feel about fireflies in Fortnite, so yes.
Admittedly, Fortnite Fire looks so good. I burn down forests in Battle Royale any chance I can get.
Damn, Josh.
Sorry, the
We're
effects
evil,
look
it's
so
fine.
good.
At
With
least
no
you're getting it
context.
out in a place yeah. It's not affecting real
Exactly.
fires.
We need some containers because what's a zombie game without shipping containers?
Exactly.
This is really coming together really quick with this asset pack, Josh. I love it.
Yeah, it's an awesome asset pack.
So, having literally just built another zombie game a few minutes ago, just so far in the building process, how do you feel the experience compares?
I feel like I can iterate a lot faster. Um, if I decide I don't like how something looks, it's a lot easier to, like Shane said, just undo and try something else or rotate things around. A lot easier perspective wise to move my camera around. So I find I can work a lot faster in here.
That's awesome. And then in chat, I know I've seen a couple of our devs floating around in there. If any of you have messed around with UEFN yet, I would be curious to get y'all's perspective in the chat on how you feel creating in UEFN versus just in UE has felt so far, and how it kind of compares between the two. Curious what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of viewers who'd be curious to hear how that's been going for you.
Definitely.
You
Is
need
that
a
just an entire piece of
abandoned
broken highway?
highway. Oh yeah.
He's like, this map looked too clean. We gotta we gotta make it look a little messy. We gotta destroy this
Not
town,
Little more
right?
apocalyptic.
abandoned.
And I
Josh,
was
earlier
hearing a
you
lot.
made all of the devices disappear and then reappear. Like, how did you do that?
Yeah, so I just clicked H. I selected the device and clicked H to hide it. And then to
Nice.
unhide it, I just clicked Control H. So it's nice to get out of the way sometimes with the VFX. You can also go into game mode by clicking G, and that'll get rid of like the VFX, but keep the device there. Let me move my cool bridge over.
Hey, Egbert. Yeah, with UEFN, you can upload your own items, meshes, things like that. So you can really fully customize your experience that you then publish on Fortnite. And right now we're showing off that specific part, which is UEFN. In creative, you are strictly bound to what we have in there available, but it's a little bit more of a simpler process. But with UEFN, it's because there's so much customization options. It's a little bit more expansive, and that's what Josh is showing us right now.
Yeah, and this asset pack, like this is not from us. This was downloaded from Fab, which is the asset store for UEFN.
Yeah, there's a ton of
But we
assets
could
that you
have
can go.
we could have created whatever we wanted.
Yeah, in
Sorry,
Fab,
Josh.
there's a ton of assets you can go grab, you can purchase. There's a ton for free, and then you can also make your own stuff in modeling software or even the in-house UEFN modeling mode, which is right here.
Yeah, for
Okay.
those who didn't see it too, we made an announcement that on the Discord and other various channels that there's a new Fab Pack live, which I feel like I saw the water tower in there, but I could be wrong. But yeah, there's some new stuff that just dropped yesterday. So go check it out
I
if
think
you
there was
haven't and you're already building.
stylized farm props, which is super cool.
Oh, okay.
Oh, those ones drop.
Perfect for zombie building.
There's also some cool rock ones that dropped just like 2 days ago.
Tina, everyone's sharing some really good thoughts in chat about their experience. That was a great question.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Thank you
collecting
all
a
for
few of them
sharing.
at the moment. I figured I'll
Ooh.
say some of them out here on stream just in case anyone missed them, so we can get some of that dev perspective as well. It
Nice.
seems like pretty consistently, it seems like it's a fairly easy transition going from UE into UEFN, and it helps bypass a couple of pretty prominent issues. Not issues, but difficulties that a lot of developers can have, such as um, being set up for online. And networking is not easy
Mhm.
ever. So being able to create in a way where once it's done, you can just publish it and it's already there and ready, set up online to be used, or multiplayer is huge because you can bypass an entire step that can be really intimidating. And I know we do have our Epic online services that can help a lot with some of that for your own bespoke games, of course. But I am seeing that quite a few people are happy being able to just kind of forget about that and get straight into creating.
Yeah, that's one of the huge advantages. It really simplifies the publishing flow, and as soon as you hit publish, you have a ton of Fortnite players like who are able to go and find your map and play it.
Yeah. Yes, this David just said multiplayer isn't a step, it's a whole leap. So yeah, being able to kind of get past that a little bit easier is huge, honestly.
Definitely.
Josh, what kind of game modes slash game styles are your favorite to build?
Um, I really like building kind of competitive modes like search and destroy and capture the flag. Building cool map layouts. Um, and yeah, those are my favorite to build. I really love playing the RPG stuff that comes out of Fortnite Creative and hopefully UEFN soon. Um, we have some really awesome creators who do these insane, huge RPGs with awesome lore and everything. It's really impressive.
Yeah, I checked out Valhalla when that was in the Find It in Fortnite event, and I was blown away. I didn't realize like how in depth, even with creative, we were getting with RPGs, which is wild to me in comparison to just how Fortnite is originally. So shout out to all y'all in there who are going getting more and more creative and going above and beyond and trying new things. And it's cool. Thanks for sharing, Josh. I didn't know that was your favorite style to play. Actually, I wouldn't have guessed playing with you because you're such a good shot. I wouldn't have guessed that was your favorite.
Yeah, no, I'm a sucker for games that have like classes and stuff. I like getting to pick, especially if there's a priest class, then I'm sold.
What about you, Heather? What are your favorite ones to play and from Creative or UEFN? Just curious.
Yeah, I mean, I'm much more of a casual player, so I'm really enjoying like any fishing game that happens. Those are great. But I also really like being able to jump into an RPG, and I also enjoyed Valhalla. Like anything where I can, be a healer or just come in and be a tank. Um,
Mhm.
Something where I am not the only person playing, for those though is really important to me, so it's gotta be that multiplayer, which is why I think Fortnite's so cool because I just hop in with all my normal friends that I play BR with, and then we hop into all these great experiences.
Yeah, we do the exact same thing. We do that. I've been trying to show them all new creative maps. Like, check out this, check out this. Did you know this was possible? And after a while, they're like, Shane, please. But I think they're coming around.
Yeah, a little bit later, we'll show 2 videos of some recent Fortnite, maps that I've really loved that we made some videos for, so hopefully y'all will get to see that too and celebrate that.
Definitely. Okay. I'm happy with how the buildings look for now. If I had more time, I would make them a lot nicer. But this is a nice little rough area to play in. So what I do think it needs is some ambience. So I definitely need some fog in here. We'll get the nice base sequence
Yes.
device. Throw that in. Oh, I'd it's time to set it to
Ooh, a nice
set.
Nice.
spooky is that dawn or dusk?
Who knows?
Josh is all about
Shoot
his lighting, so
fog.
I'm curious to
I
see where he
am.
takes this.
If a map has like cool atmosphere, then I'm sold on it. Doesn't matter what the game mode is.
Like, green is definitely
Curious
giving
to
me more of those apocalyptic vibes.
Yeah.
Curious to hear from chat too. Are there any types of games that you enjoy building, whether that's in UE, UEFN, creative? Like, what's your favorite style of game to build on? And it can be just because it's fun. Maybe you're not the best at it, but sometimes we're the best at the things that we enjoy the most too. So whatever, whichever ones I'd love to hear.
Now we need some post processing. Get infinite. We need some film grain, obviously. And let's do some color grading. I'm a big hobby photographer, so this is my favorite part because it's like I'm in Lightroom and to really set the mood.
Ooh, tycoon games. I haven't played one of those yet, but I've seen a lot of them, and I'm just a little nervous.
Tycoons
In
are
terms
so
of
fun.
outside of Fortnite, I love playing them. I don't know why I'm nervous about the ones inside of Fortnite. Oh, they love the lighting. The lighting is approved, Josh. See?
Let's
He is
go.
a master.
There's one thing I can do. Um, so I feel like background needs a little something more. I'm gonna hop into the prefabs folder and use some Fortnite assets because I feel like it's far enough back that you won't tell the art style difference too much. Use
Oh,
this bridge.
back to that Slappy Shores
Back to
houses.
the classic Slappy Shores.
There was like 2 weeks in Seattle when I was living there last year, 2 years ago? 2 years ago, that looked like this, and we were all like, "Is it the end of the world?" We legitimately were worried, but we didn't know where it was from. It was just yellow. It was really weird.
Mm,
TIE Fighter's all about the silly mechanics. I know you are, Ty. I've seen it.
Okay, and then one last thing I want to do before I go and start my game is I bet there's something in here. Mm,
It's been really cool to see all of the
box.
interesting mechanics y'all have been coming up with in UEFN. We love seeing that, so thank you for sharing it and putting it out there on social so we can enjoy.
Definitely. I love going around Twitter, seeing all the cool things people are making. I saw a cool aim trainer yesterday. I can be even more of a pro in our playtests. Send this button up in this little box to make it a little more thematic. Like you find your weapons in this box.
Oh,
Weapons. Let me do a interaction radius. 5.
what can we do with ammo in UEFN, Josh? Can there be like ammo piles, or is it always like it's gonna be different from
Yeah,
creatives? I'm curious.
no, there's you can do a lot. You can put it in the item granter, or you can throw down this
Ooh,
and actually get ammo crates like from Battle Royale and these
those
around.
are cool.
Yeah, hide these around your map, or you can create custom ones using the item granter or the item placer or the item spawner. There's a lot of options.
Very cool.
Okay.
So I know
Yeah.
that the post-processing that we have right now, the lighting is to make it look ominous and maybe almost toxic. But I did see someone say that it's just from pollen, and I can't get that out of my head.
There is actually no zombie apocalypse going on right now. It's just
It's
spring.
just pollen season.
It's just spring.
My
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Okay.
June
I'm
gloom
really
came
happy
early
with
this
this.
year.
Exactly. So I'm gonna go and launch my session, and what this is gonna do is it's gonna load up Fortnite, and all of these assets are going to be uploaded to Fortnite, and I will be able to interact in this world with all my assets here right from endgame. And I can start my game. I can test out my level. and we'll see how it turns out. It's going to take a little to upload because I have all these custom assets, but hopefully it doesn't take too long.
I never thought of that. Josh, well, outside of, so as a heads up, which we'll go into later today, there is a whole section on Epic Developer Community for Fortnite, where there are community tutorials and Epic made tutorials, which I'll be showing off. But I'm curious if there are places out there where people, educate one-on-one, which is a pretty cool concept.
That is a cool concept. I know there are some people who have been doing UEFN live streams and webinars and stuff where they're going and their sole purpose is just to show off cool things like audio and all that sort of stuff. So those are definitely good ones to tune into if you want to learn more. And like Shane said, we have a ton of tutorials and documentation. Heather and I had made some videos for UEFN launch, so stuff like post-processing I did a whole video on. We have a live edit video that we'll go through a little more in depth than I'm going to do now of how to utilize both Fortnite Creative and the engine at the same time and work with a teammate in between each. And then there's landscape stuff. There's a ton of
lighting
verse
stuff.
documentation. There's lighting videos. Definitely check out the EDC. Looks like my Fortnite loaded up, which is good. Now it's just connecting us.
Oh, great call out. TIE Fighters referencing on the Discord. We have creative advice and UEFN advice channels as well, which is, thank you for pointing that out, Ty, where the community comes together to share their advice and come in and ask any questions they have of the community. And we've got some really, really awesome people in there that help every day. So shout out to all of you and all the help that you do. I see a few of you in here. But that's a great, great resource as well if you have any one-off issues or questions or confusions around something, or if you just really enjoy helping people. We love to have you. Thanks, Unreal Engine. Thanks, Dan. I can't remember if it was Dan doing that part or not. Cat's out of the bag. Dan's out of the bag.
Guy is the one dropping the links. She's too good at it. It's scary. You could mention something incredibly big, and she'll have it in the next 20 seconds.
Heck yeah. Thanks, Sky.
Can I test that?
Absolutely. Please
do it.
I'd really like to see the link to publishing documentation in the YouTube chat.
Oh goodness.
Wow.
That is on EDC. So.
It is on EDC. That's
gonna take me a minute to pull up.
It's a great piece of documentation. Shows off the process.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
magic!
Let's go.
Blown away. Absolutely mind blown.
We are
She's
still
like,
connecting.
this is my job, so. As you should be. Killing it. Oh, we got some other people sharing in chat links. Thank you. Very helpful.
The documentation team's gonna love me after this.
You worked hard on
Yeah, Iconi. It has been a while since we talked about that, but yes, so we've got Josh here. He's showing us around UEFN. He is creator evangelism. We've got Heather Storm over here. She is manager, creator success. Then you have myself. I am the newest creative community manager working alongside Flack. And then, of course, Tina, who you know very well, Tina Wisdom, who's UE community manager. And we're just showing off UE today and creative for those who came in a little later, and we probably haven't switched over in a while, but it's nice to see you all.
I did also see some questions where people were wondering if the stream will be available later. And yes, it will. We record all of our streams and post them as videos that can be viewed on demand on both our Twitch and YouTube channel whenever you want. So if you missed part of the stream earlier, no worries about it. You'll be able to go back and watch it whenever you need to.
Egbert, we don't have our own YouTube channels for this specifically, but Josh and Heather have actually made videos for tutorials around UEFN. And where are those located exactly again, Josh? Which I
That's
don't know if
actually
you
not
know
true.
that
We do have a YouTube
link.
channel. It is youtube.com/Fortnite Creative. So go give us a subscribe over there. Not all of our tutorials are up on that channel yet, but they will be there soon. So definitely go give us a follow over there too if you're not already. And if you don't want to use YouTube and you do want to see all the tutorials, those are currently over on the EDC.
I think they were looking to see if Josh had his own specific YouTube where he does like videos on his own. They were looking for our personal YouTubes, but and we kind of just make YouTubes for the company overall, so that's where you can find all those.
Josh, you're in.
I am in my game.
Can
I'm
you
gonna
even make
die.
it to the box?
Oh
Let me
no!
end the game.
Oh, that was sad.
All right, this is where I wanted to be, anyways.
Hey, no. No.
You know my settings a little.
You
It's
should
a little
maybe
intense.
turn down how many zombies are spawning.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm gonna move my spawn pad somewhere a little safer. Don't get swarmed right away. And lower the activation range. I'm gonna give myself a lot more health. Okay. We'll give her a try now. I got my weapon. And I've got a cool foggy atmosphere. I had to turn down my settings a little just because I have so much running right now. I'm not too good at my own game
So
that I made.
for those who don't know, Josh, you were editing in Fortnite as well as UEFN for this map, right? We can edit and affect a map in both.
Yeah, exactly. So those changes that I just made on the screen you're seeing, those are also showing up in my editor live. So I can work in between. Um, and like I'd mentioned earlier, Heather and I have a great video on the EDC where we show off like side by side, like, okay, Heather's making this change, and now you'll see it in UEFN. So it's a really cool system. It's great for creators who are super comfortable and creative to sort of onboard into UEFN. That's how I did it. I started just with both up and worked a lot in creative. And then as I got more comfortable in the editor, I started using that mainly. And let me pull up UEFN again. There we go. So just like before, if I'm content with what I've made, and I want to publish this. This time I'll do it in here, and I'd click upload to private version, give a little description. I can upload it, save it, and this will send it right to Creator Portal, just like I showed with the creative version. And you can go from there. You can publish it fully and add your thumbnail and add your video. and that's how you make a little level. Obviously, UEFN is capable of so much more than what I just demonstrated here. So I really urge you guys to load up Fortnite, go into Discover. We have a couple of UEFN rows where you can hop into some super awesome games and check out some of the real potential of UEFN. But that's all I've got for the demo. I'd love to hand it over to Shane and Heather now, and they can go through their stuff. Hopefully, this was helpful and help demonstrate just a little of what you can do in the engine.
Thank you so much, Josh. You're so wonderful.
Yeah.
We appreciate you walking us all through that. Thank you, thank you. Well, I will. It's my time. Oh my God.
It's
I've been
time to
waiting
chat.
forever for this. Today, I'm going to be walking y'all through a few community tools that are very, very helpful as someone who's been there, some that are new, and then, of course, for beginners as well. And I wanted to kind of kick it off as well, since I am the community manager here, by talking about some of the community hot topics we have for the week. The biggest one being our Q&A is going live right now. It's for UEFN and Verse. So if you here have any questions about UEFN or Verse specifically, if you would like to join our Discord, which we have supplied, should be in chat shortly, you can join in and check out the announcements channel where we go through step by step kind of what's going on with the Q&A and how you can get your questions in there. We have a channel specifically for you to submit them, and then the selected questions will be answered and sent out across our various channels next week sometime. So we're really, really excited to be able to do one of those for the first time for UEFN. So if you've got any burning questions, please, please, please drop them in there. We would love to have that featured if possible. And I will, I guess, move on to, we wanted to kind of give you a walkthrough of the EDC website. Thank you so much, Dan. For those of you who haven't seen this website yet, if I'm sure you have, because if you're using Unreal, you have your Unreal section. We now have a Fortnite section for all things creative and UEFN. And in this page we're looking at right now, this is for everyone who would be new to Fortnite/UEFN. When you select that kind of section, you would be brought here. And this section basically gives a rundown, make sure Fortnite's selected, of course, of all of the things that can kind of get you started. So we've got where you can follow to get started creating in Fortnite. If you drop in here, you can see everything from setting up your first island to eventually getting published, which is very cool. For Unreal Editor, same thing. We also have a button here to download UEFN. If you haven't yet, come check it out. And in here, we've got, your first hour in UEFN. We've got how to make a game and, again, publish as well. Tools that you can utilize. And then over here, we also have the new creator economy, where if you haven't yet applied, you can using this site. And then below that, there's some high level things which we're going to kind of be breaking down. We've got some more information on the templates, like Josh was kind of walking us through earlier. We've got a whole section on Verse and the different places to find the glossary and things like that, which we'll also go through. And then last but not at all least, one of the best things, my favorite thing, Flack's favorite thing, the forums. So our forums are now launched and live here, which I'll also be walking us through as well. And then let's see, clicking on to, if we go to, I believe this is home. If we go to the home side and you have Fortnite selected in EDC, you'll be dropped into this wonderful home page that has kind of some of the top categories of our forum, some announcements that we have posted that are all very, very important and all things UEFN and creative. And then below here, some forum highlights that have been curated and pulled that are some of the cool things that we've seen people sharing in the forum. So if you're not already in the forum doing this and you're actively creating in UEFN, please, please do it. Share in here. It's really cool. Our developers in here, they really, really want to see the cool stuff that you're making. We are also sharing with them when we see stuff on social, but this is a place to get highlighted on this website, and also is good for more exposure, which I'm sure y'all are happy with it as well and would be very helpful. And then over here on the right, we've got some of the latest tutorials, which we'll go through a little bit more. And yeah, let's see, scroll down. Yeah, that's just our showcase kind of going on for a while. And then we're going to kind of break down into the different sections here. We've got next to it as well, learning in snippets. If you click here and you haven't used kind of this section of, of the website before, you will see the latest tutorials that we have at the top here. And then you'll also see snippets. So they're kind of combined. If you want to look for just snippets, if you look over here on the left sidebar, snippets is in its own section, which is really, really nice. And then if you click on new to Fortnite, you're brought back to that one site that we originally saw as well. And let's see, let's dig into a little bit more. Yes, developer documentation. So for those of us who are, just getting started, who are seeing it just today and thinking, I think I want to kind of dive a little deeper into this. I want to check it out. This is the place to do it. We've got all of our documentation housed here, which is on the left sidebar. We have Fortnite Creative, Unreal Editor for Fortnite, and the wonderful Verse, which is getting a lot of love in chat I saw earlier. So to check out that documentation, you just go ahead and click. Let me see if I already opened it. Yes. You click, and here's Fortnite's creative documentation. One thing to know is that the patch notes for Fortnite Creative will also be posted on the portal blog and kind of like blasted out. So they are a little different in the way if you're looking for the latest information that is currently not housed in this section of Fortnite Creative. But what is here is all the updated documentation for every aspect of creative, which is super wonderful. And we love our team and documentation for doing such beautiful work here. So you can look for everything from every section. We've got galleries, how to promote your island, video tutorials and education, everything down to glossary for this too. And if you click on Unreal Editor, same thing. Difference is, though, they have this section for what's new. And this is where you can check out the newest release notes that come out for Unreal Editor and Fortnite. So as you see, we had a few down here already, so you can check those out. It's also worth noting that everything new in here is updated throughout all of the documentation as well to make sure that everything's up to date if anything's been adjusted or added in the right section and category. So super, super helpful. Again, lots of love for the documentation team. If you find it helpful, always feel free and give us that feedback. If there's anything we could do better there too, use our forums, use our Discord, let us know. They're really, really always keen on how we can make it better for you all to learn. And then if we head over to the learning library, which we have over here, you're going to see we have all that kind of reiterated, the documentation, UEFN, Verse, Creative, how to create your own tutorial, which is really nice, added up in here as well, because in the learning library, we have all the tutorials. So you can sort by categories, you can sort by application right off the bat, say, I'm just looking for UEFN round, new to this. And then you can sort by if they're Epic Games tutorials created or they are community tutorials. You can have both selected or switch one on and off and really do a deep dive kind of on, what you're looking for here. Now, excuse me. That was the weirdest burp I've ever had. I'm so sorry. Yes, see it in here, folks. But for all of our wonderful tutorial creators out there, I'm talking to you all. I know you're in there. Directing Pete, I saw you. You can always feel free to upload your tutorials here. We would love to have them on the site, helping educate people. It's a great way to get your name out there too for people who are finding UEFN and creative through this site and kind of checking it out more, and you want to show more people the cool tutorials you create. We would love it if you contributed to this. So very, very cool. You can also sort by trending over here, views, who published it, and then there's this tab at the top as well to just switch to Epic Games or community. And then of course application, so you don't forget if you're looking for one specific one over the other. So hopefully that's helpful. Let's see. And then the creme de la creme, the forums. Flax in here. I know it. She's ready for it. We're going to be talking about the forums today. So with the forums, we would love for you to join the forum if you haven't already. If you're already there because you're in UE, hop on over, check us out, see what's going on. We're slowly building this up. It kicked off with launch, and we'll be editing and adjusting things, iterating to success for the experience of the creator on here, and also of course keeping this super up to date with all the things that are important coming out. So with the forum, you're going to see different categories here, and they are also broken down by categories. So for example, if you're here, big thing, if you got an issue and you're looking for, I wonder if someone else has this issue, this is a great place to go. Actually, we have this issues and bug reporting section. And when you're here, you can sort by latest, you can sort by top if you'd like, you can sort by up here in the top right corner, kind of what you're looking like to be like very specific, right? And even by date if you need. But say you're in here and you're just kind of, you can search and see, hey, is someone talking about the same thing I am? And then look at those threads, see how people are getting through it. Maybe there's developers in there who are walking people through how to work around certain things, or hey, we've addressed this, or hey, we're looking into it. We are there, and the wonderful Flack, Stacey Connolly, is curating all of this for us and taking very good care of the forum here, and always there to help. But this is, the place for all of those kinds of thoughts that you want to share with the community, kind of look and if you've got anything cool to showcase, this is the place you want to do it. This is our hub as Epic. So super important that you come here. Q&A, if there's any questions people are asking, you can sort by that to kind of check it out. Or if you'd like to look for just general discussion, just remember to appropriately use your tags when you're in here, saying that because it is tied to Unreal as well. So if you're from Unreal or you're new, try to make sure that it's selected for Unreal Editor for Fortnite and Creative when you are creating a post, depending on which one you're trying to get to. So, and then of course Unreal if you're in there. So it is kind of all tied together. This is wonderful. We want to make it so the community is all one unit, one whole, and this was our way of doing it in the forum. So if you have any feedback as well, feel free and add it in the forum too. And and then we can address that. And let's see, gosh, what else do we have? Oh, of course, we have the forms as well, which is a little bit separate. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we have a couple links that we can share out. The first one we've got is the Creator Bug Report form. This is new. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this if you are over on the Creative or UEFN side. It was created so that we could take in your bugs and immediately have them on the back end for us to be able to see what reports are coming in, what issues are popping up, with all of the information that we need to act on that. Oh, that's my personal information. So I go back to their thing. Anyway, so with the creator submission form, you can fill it out, and how did I get back there? Okay, anyway, bug form. Sorry about that. They're all tied together. The bug form is new, and with the bug form, we're going into the abyss. There we are. If you have any bugs, please submit them there, and we will be able to look into it more. And there we will be iterating. If you have any feedback on the bug form, because this is new, feel free to go to our Discord, which we'll be talking about in just a little bit briefly. In the Discord, we actually have a bug report form feedback section where you can go in and talk about how you feel about the bug form, how we could improve it, if you have any thoughts, how much you love it, how helpful it's been. Drop in there, give us your feedback. It would be immensely helpful, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We want to make sure that it's a great tool for you. Now, on the same page, we've also got, get support and submit content. So moving on to the support form, if we're to go here, this is for any issues you have as a creator. You've got island issues, application issues, partnership questions, anything that kind of comes up that has to do with you as a creator, your account, mixed in with Epic there. Drop a support form inquiry in here, and we will take care of it the best of our ability. Our team over there is awesome. And this is something, if you've been around a while, you know very, very well. But for new people, it is all tied in on this website, which is really, really nice. And then finally, if you actually, I just have it pulled up because I don't want to make it load forever. We have the creator submission form. This is where to go to submit your island to possibly be featured in Epic's picks. So if you have an island, you're publishing it, you want it to be featured, you would go here to request for that Epic's Picks consideration. And the kind of things that we need, we need the genre of the game, a link to kind of a fly through of what your game looks like, and what the experience would be, and in, like, I would say, a round of gameplay, kind of, so we can get an idea of what that experience is like. That helps us out immensely, and to better understand, what kind of an island you've created. A lot of people kind of forget to implement these links, and they're so, so, so important for us to be able to make our selections and consider an island. So make sure that you have all the info in here that you need. We've also got a link to the game trailer, having a raw file. That's phenomenal. If we do feature it, we want to have that just in case, and then also be able to put it in there. And any other links that you have, as well as a brief description. You can have like screenshots or things like that, but a brief description of your creation as a whole. What is it that makes it unique? What makes it special? What is, the overall description of this island you've created? And then, of course, your name, your island, your island's name, your island code, max player count that you'd like to put in there, and anything else you'd like us to consider. Feel free and be detailed in here. Like, we look at this stuff, and it is really helpful for us to have a deeper understanding of your experience when you're submitting your Discord name and handle, and then go ahead and submit. And don't forget to check our guidelines. Don't forget. Uh, so yeah, that's it for me over here. With a brief blurb, I'd love to shout out our Discord again. We recently did a revamp on there before UEFN launch. It's really organized. It's got roles for both creative and UEFN creators, so you can come in there, have both, have one or the other, kind of have your own experience and what you're looking for. We've got everything from advice channels with fellow creators. We've got a bounty board if you're looking for people, or you're looking to help someone with something in particular with your skills. And now we have Q&A sessions like we're doing. So again, all questions will be gathered there. And it's a phenomenal time to get them in, because our product team will be answering the ones that we can, and we'll be sharing out. So we're really excited to have that. And I look forward to seeing you all in the forums and the Discord. Take it away, Tina.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
if I unmute. It's okay, guys. I've done this a lot. I'm a professional, I swear. Um, but thank you for walking us through those tools, and thank you for also mentioning that it is tied in with the Unreal Engine side as well. So for any creators who might be in here that are interested in UEFN, hopefully that means you might also be interested in Unreal Engine as a whole, just the whole engine itself and that whole experience. There are very similar tools and assets available for you on our side in the EDC as well. So please, if you have a chance, leaping beagles in the background, have a chance, go through, check it out, watch some tutorials. There's a lot of transferable knowledge between UEFN and Unreal Engine. So learning in both cases can probably help you out with the other. So please don't be shy. Come hang out there as well. And
That's
then
a great call
Heather,
out.
yes. Heather, I think you also had some stuff that you wanted to show us today as well, right?
Yeah, I have a couple of things. Thank you. I'm honestly just excited to kind of feature a couple of recent community creations that we've been really proud of and really excited about. So we've got two videos to quickly share with you all, just highlighting what's possible. These are both actually creative experiences, not made with UEFN. So you can only imagine what's possible if they were to have used UEFN. But I want to start with the Coachella Island. This is an experience that was made by one of our top teams, Alliance, in partnership with Coachella. to really bring to life the experience of attending Coachella, but in Fortnite. So let's roll that video. Yeah, so like I mentioned, that was created in just Fortnite Creative, but it's an amazing experience. It's live right now. We're doing some updates before weekend 2 of Coachella, and that island is going to continue to exist ad infinitum. They're going to continue to add updates and make it even cooler and better. So definitely check it out, dive in, and experience it. So the second piece of community content that I wanted to highlight is actually one of our recent Find It in Fortnite videos that we made in partnership with our creator, Pretty Boy. He has made this really awesome combat map that is widely loved and adored by the Fortnite community. And I wanted to, just give him a shout out and have you all see what that experience is like. So let's check that one out.
I'm Pretty Boy, and this is my Fortnite island, Tout the Son Reset Say. This came from a mini battle royale. Improve your skills, warm up, or just play it for fun. As the storm closes, your goal is to stay alive and be the last person standing to win. When the round starts, you spawn in a random building with a random loadout, but be careful because somebody may spawn in the same building as you. We have fun loot. I'm always adding temporary secrets. Fortnite has changed my life in many ways. My mom is a single mother, so I'm able to help her because of this game. It's amazing. I just want to say thank you to all the players that have been playing my island, and I just want to see how far this could go. Thank you so much, guys.
Awesome. So those were the main community highlights that I wanted to show with video, but I just wanted to give another shout out back to that Discover tab and the Browse tab that Josh was showing earlier. That's really where you can go to discover those 2 islands and so many more, and just enjoy playing different kinds of games. Like we said, Fortnite's not just Battle Royale anymore. There's so many experiences that you can dive into and that you all hopefully can start creating. So I can't wait to play all of those as well. So we're really grateful to you for joining us on this rapid tour of Creative and UEFN. And so I just want to bring your attention back to a few key sites one more time so that you can stay up to date with everything that's happening with Fortnite Creative and UEFN. So the first thing that I'm excited to announce is we are now going to be taking this live stream and putting it on our Fortnite channel. So go subscribe to youtube.com/Fortnite Creative, because every month that some of us, not all of us, will be going live with different partners, both internally and with some of you, to talk about the things that you're creating and the new features that are coming, similar to the awesome Inside Unreal stream. We thank Tina for helping us make this happen. You can also join us on Twitter and hang out with us by following us at FNCreate and tagging all of your creations with #CreatedInFortnite. Like Shane said, join us on Discord and the Epic developer community for those forums, documentation, and tutorials. And then the other thing that is just super cool, we haven't talked about it at all, but at GDC, we announced that Epic Mega Grants has actually expanded, and you can get an Epic Mega Grant for a UEFN project. So if you have a cool idea and you just need some extra help and extra funding, definitely consider applying to get that Mega Grant to make your dream come to life with UEFN. So those are my final call-outs. I think, Tina, you are going to take us to Q&A?
Yes. So now that we've gone through and we've hit all of the kind of key main points today, we've been collecting some Q&A through chat while it's been going on. So we're going to tackle a couple of these. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to address all of them just because of time's sake, and also because there is the wonderful Q&A over in their Discord. So make sure that if your question doesn't get answered here today, you go over there and you can get it answered there. So keep that in mind. But to be fair to everyone who's in here, we'll start from the top and kind of work our way down and see how much we can get in here rapid fire. To start us off, we have a question from Chapman P. They're wondering, I'm curious to know, who do you think the public target is for UEFN, given the depth and complexity of UE for its mainstream audience?
I mean, we've kind of alluded to this throughout the whole stream. The goal is that anyone can create with UEFN. We're fully expecting that it is a little bit more to Fortnite Creative, so there's going to be a learning curve, but we're hoping to see people from both Fortnite Creative and UE and other spaces who are just interested in making games, coming in and learning the tools. We've got a lot of really great introductory documentation on things like what even is programming and how to start with verse. So definitely trying to make sure that this is like the most open platform we can make it. And really, we just love to see all of you come in and make cool things.
Awesome. Next up, can multiple people edit the same island simultaneously?
I'll answer that one. Yeah, so there's a couple ways to go about that. So the first way, if you are a Fortnite Creative builder, you know this one. It's just hopping into Creative with someone and partying up, loading into the map, and just building it together. You can still do that with UEFN as long as you load up Live Edit and you join the party of the person who's hosting the session, and you can load in and work in Live Edit with them. You can't have two people in the editor at the same time in the same session, but using Unreal Revision Control or other revision control software, you can simultaneously both have the project open and check out assets that you want to move around and edit, and then sync them back up later, and both your changes will now reflect on the main island.
Awesome. That is super exciting to hear. Next we have from, oh, I'm going to butcher this, I'm so sorry. Karate Varati. I'm assuming I said that right. It was fun to say, so I'm going to go with it. Can we make any kind of games with UEFN, or does it have to be Fortnite related?
Okay, so it
I'll
definitely
answer
does not have to be
that one.
Fortnite related.
Yeah, no, that's not.
But there are some limitations. UEFN is still in beta, and so there are only certain game types that can be created. For instance, we are lacking some controls around camera controls and other devices that might allow you to make lots of different kinds of games. So we're working on constantly updating that roadmap for all of you so that you can understand what games are creatable. But there's definitely a whole world of things that you can create today in UEFN.
Yeah. There's no hardcore limits. It's just some genres you try and might be a little harder than others. But I've seen chess be made in UEFN now, and that blew my mind. So does not have to be Fortnite related. As big as you can dream, you can try it. You might run into some complications with devices, but it's worth a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Next from Ante, are all islands that are published public and listed browsable on the client browse page?
So no. They have the potential to show up on Discover or Browse. There are things coming, and I know you probably, if you've been hanging out in Fortnite a lot, you may have seen creator pages that launched a few days ago, and then we had to hotfix off due to some bugs. But when that comes back, that will be a little bit more of a reliable place for you to go to see all of the games that a specific creator has created. But right now, Browse and Discover are both dynamic, and there's no guarantee that every single game is listed on either of those pages.
Yeah, and I'll reference back to that form that Shane had showed off for Epic Picks. If you do want a solid like path to getting into Discover, Epic Picks is our hand curated list. So if you submit that and we really like this and we it hits our targets, and um, it has a shot of getting into the row, and that's like right in Discover for a week.
Awesome. And then the last question that we'll probably take here in today's stream, but again, if we didn't get to your questions, please go join the Discord that we've been spamming in the chat, and go post them over in the Q&A there so you can make sure you get all of your burning questions answered in the future. But the last one for today is from Thomas Franklin, and they're wondering, for the number of creatures you can spawn, is the top number stuck at 20, or can you manually override by typing in a higher number?
So you can't, that's the limit on the device. It's 20 at a time for that device. There's other creatures that you can spawn too, and the limit might be different with them. But with that creature spawner device, no, typing any number in, if it's above 20, it would just revert to 20.
I feel like that's probably for the better.
I don't think we could
I
handle
couldn't
100
handle the
zombies.
20. I died instantly twice, so
Yeah, this is for your own safety at this point.
yeah.
All right, so that's going to be all the questions that we take today. Again, if you have more, please go send them over to the Q&A over on their Discord. And also get involved in the forums and everywhere else. There's plenty of places and opportunities for you to meet other developers, other creators, and also us, in case you have questions for us as well. So before we wrap up for today, is there anything else that y'all would like to say to the people in chat today?
I will just shout out Twin and Wirt. They gave a little more context. You can place multiple of those devices, and the limit for AI in an island is 90. So 20 per device, but you can do multiple up to 90. Thank you, Twin and Wirt.
I also just wanted to say thank you to all of the creators who showed up today. I know it's been pretty cool to see all of you start to interact with the more traditional UE viewers, and so also hi to all of you. Thank you all for just being so welcome and opening to open and welcoming to each other, and having chats. It's been really cool to watch.
Yeah, it was wonderful to see all your faces in there. Thank you for the continued support and personal support that y'all are giving us in chat. We really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm really, really proud of you. As a community manager, I just want to say I'm proud of you. Y'all are making some really cool stuff out there, and we're noticing. And I'm so excited to see what you do going forward. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you again.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Absolutely. And then, of course, from myself, thank you, first of all, to you three for all coming on today, taking the time to speak with us and to go through all of these cool new things that I am so excited to see only continue to grow and adapt in the future. And I know you're not unbusy people, so I appreciate your time and being here and going through it with us and walking through with our community. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for letting us take over, Tina. We appreciate it.
Whatever you want, please. And then, of course, also thank you everybody who came and watched. The show wouldn't be what it is without you and your interaction and your questions and you just being here and hanging out. So thank you so much for being here and participating. And another big thank you again to both the creators and our more traditional UE devs. This is the start of what I hope to be kind of a bridge between both worlds. And I'm really excited to see the connections that were already made today, and hopefully that will continue to be made in the future. So please don't feel like we're in separate worlds. You either live over on the creative Fortnite section on the EDC, or you live over on the Unreal Engine part of the EDC. The point is, this is the Epic developer community as a whole. It's for everyone in all these different aspects, and we're all here to help and support each other make this as incredible as it can possibly be. So thank you all for just interacting with one another, and I hope to see this only continue to blossom in the future. And I did mention earlier, but for anyone who did come in a little bit later, we post all of our streams in video format that can be viewed on demand on both our Twitch and YouTube channel. So if you missed any part of the stream today, no worries. You can go back and watch it at any point. Don't forget again to go subscribe to the new Fortnite Creative channel as well. They are going to be continuing streams, like Heather said, just like this in the future, which I'm going to be tuning in on every single time. Very excited to see what they come up with. So make sure you go hang out with that as well. And don't forget to keep up with us at Unreal Engine on all social media, as well as come say hi in the forums, where you can meet other devs, ask questions, find cool tutorials, and anything else you could possibly ever need. I promise. There's so much. There is so much there. But yeah, with that, one last big thank you to the three of you for coming on today.
Thanks for having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
Of course. All right. Well, we'll see all the rest of y'all next week for another episode of Inside Unreal and LFG on Friday. But that's that. All right. Bye, everyone.
All right. Thanks so much.
Bye.